Chairman of the session and my esteemed friend, Professor Elaya, President of APTI, Professor Praveen Chaudhary, Secretary of APTI, Professor Raman Dung, the organizing committee of this event, dear teacher colleagues, students, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I have been asked to speak on the topic which is very close to my heart. I am born as an educationist. I am proud to be called as a pharmacist. In my opinion, I belong to a profession which has given me a lot of insight and a status in the society. I asked the chairman of the session and the organizers how much time I am required to take for this speech. And they have not kept any limit for my talk. I think they have not understood me. I am a teacher. And as a teacher, I am accustomed to speak continuously for 50 minutes. And for 14 years, past 14 years, I am in administration. I rarely get an opportunity to go to the classroom of pharmacy college and teach. So I would like to grab this opportunity and take as much time as I can. There is one good advantage with the speaker in such sessions is that the speaker puts forward his views. And there are no queries, there are no questions asked for. In my opinion, the session is required to be lively so that there is a check on the speaker too. We teachers precisely fail here. When we go to classroom, we pretend as if we know everything. And the students are dumb and deaf. We are fully convinced that there will be no questions asked by the students. And that gives us a strength whereby we slightly become arrogant. The days have changed now. Students seek the information from teachers. They have the access to internet. They know more things about the subject than we know. And we must appreciate this happening around us. As I said in the morning, a teacher of today has to be professionally alert. The institutions of professional learning are the epicenters for knowledge creation, knowledge storage, and knowledge dissemination. And we, as the teachers of institution of pharmacy, must ensure that this process of knowledge creation is not interrupted. A good teacher is a teacher who is a lifelong learner. A good teacher is a motivator for his students. A good teacher is preacher of ethical values. A good teacher is the precursor for academic synthesis. A good teacher is a role model for his students. And above all, a good teacher is a great human being. These qualities must be imbibed in a teacher. A teacher has to be optimistic. He cannot afford to be pessimistic. A pessimistic teacher is a liability to the institution. An optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty, whereas a pessimist sees difficulty in opportunity. If the teacher's tribe is pessimistic and negative minded, I think many of the things are lost. We have chosen this profession. We have agreed to be the disseminator of knowledge. Nobody has forced us to accept this challenge. And having accepted this responsibility of educating the students in the field of pharmaceutical sciences, we must ensure that we give the best in the profession to the students. So much is talked about curriculum. The earlier two speakers have told us what is expected of the students of pharmacy today. The expectations of the corporate world are entirely different. Yes, it is true that whatever is taught today at the undergraduate level may not be directly applicable and directly useful to the industry. But at UG level, it is expected that the teacher gets acquainted, gets introduced to all the subjects which make the profession of pharmacy. It is at PG level, postgraduate level, there has to be a well-focused teaching program. The specializations at PG level give ample of opportunities to every one of us to undertake some experiments. What is being done today is whatever is taught in UG is again continued in PG. And we want to teach everything at UG. In the process, we are playing with the lives of the students. Students are being treated as guinea pigs. That should not happen. Some of the students may like to go for industrial jobs. Others may prefer in regulatory. Some may like to opt for teaching. What is the use of teaching research methodology to the students who are interested in industrial jobs? I think that sort of analysis is required to be done within the given stipulated regulations to make our subjects more attractive. And it is for the teacher to teach. There is a lot of emphasis nowadays on ICT enabled teaching. Yes, those of you who are comfortable with ICT enabled teaching, that's perfectly all right. But in my opinion, even the old and time-tested method of chalk and duster is also not bad. A teacher, when enters into the classroom, he should assume or she should assume that he or she is entering into the temple of learning. We must be honest to our profession. We can compromise with our food. We can compromise with our breakfast, but we should not compromise with the quality of the education that we are required to disseminate. We teachers cannot afford to live in ivory towers. We cannot live on the past glory. We must always remember that past is gone forever. Past is gone forever. Present exists only as a fleeting moment. Future is today, and what you plan today shall certainly have an impact on tomorrow. It is with this objective we have to work. We have to create the future for our students. What was done in the past is the waste paper. What is being done today is equivalent to newspaper. And what we are planning for tomorrow is the promissory note. We must look for this promissory note. We must create a cadre of disciplined students who are taught about the ethical values, who are taught not to live with the shortcuts in profession. We must ensure that our teachers adhere to these principles, and our students are told that there are no shortcuts in professional career. The students must learn to live with the failures in their lives. Let them taste failures. It's only after 99 failures there will be one success coming to their credit. And let them have the taste of that particular success which comes after number of failures. What is happening today is a student goes, he becomes very excited. If he doesn't get the job, he comes back, scolds his parents, blames everyone in the life except himself. That should not happen. We must make them professionally very strong. Strong-minded people are required to be created, and that's the job of the teacher. I have been assigned about 25 minutes to speak. I would like to give a message to my young colleagues sitting over here. You are the hope of this profession in future. It is in our hands to create excellent cadres of pharmacists. Irrespective of our difficulties and personal problems, we must ensure that we plunge ourselves in this particular profession with a sense of commitment and dedication. My dear friends, I would like to be a little philosophical at this juncture. As per Hindu traditions, Hindu mythology, we survive for 100 years. When the elders bless us, they say, Shatayushi Bhava. What does it mean? That you should survive for 36,500 days. The average lifespan of the Indian today is 67.8 years. And our Prime Minister has said only 2 days back that this 67.8 will be taken to 70. So 67.8 years for a person like me who is attaining the age of 70 is over. I am enjoying the bonus years. So is the case with some of you, maybe left with 5-6 years or 10 years, 15 years. Assuming that there is life for 36,500 days, of which more than 25,000 days have gone. Whatever is left in another 10,000 odd days, we are required to perform. We are required to perform in such a way that our contribution will be remembered for years together. When we leave for abode, people should say that he was a good man at least. And that should be the spirit in us. This beautiful life that we are all enjoying is God's one-time gift to us. This beautiful life that we are all enjoying is God's one-time gift to us. And let us prove worthy of it as teachers. And finally, to conclude, I would like to quote Swami Vivekananda, the great son of our great motherland, the great patriot, the great philosopher India has ever seen. Swamiji said, I quote, "Wisdom lies not in the quantum of knowledge acquired. Wisdom lies not in the quantum of all knowledge acquired, but in the degree of its application." And what is more important for us, to ensure that we emphasize more on this application part. Whatever is taught in the classroom is not sufficient. The theoretical knowledge that we gain in the classrooms must be very effectively implemented for the benefit of the mankind at large. I thank the organizing committee for having invited me to give this talk. Thank you very much.